Welcome to The Mind, the Cure Protocol for July 23, 2026. We begin with what changed, not merely what was announced. One movement in this path has already reached care. The rest are research signals that could open the next path, but each still needs proof. We will start close to real people, then trace the evidence back to the targets and questions that matter next. This protocol is a living loop. People bring the questions that matter. Fresh evidence changes the map. The system remembers what we have already seen, so an old announcement does not keep pretending to be new. Every signal ends with one practical next action, the experiment, validation, collaboration, or care decision that could move it closer to real benefit. BridgeBio announced that the FDA has accepted its NDA for encaleret, a calcium-sensing receptor modulator for autosomal dominant hypocalcemia type 1, ADH1, with a PDUFA date of May 8, 2027. The company says the drug normalized disease biology across prespecified endpoints and could become the first approved therapy specifically for this disorder. For people within the stated indication, this is now a regulated care option. Treatment decisions still belong with patients and clinicians. Approval establishes regulatory status for the stated indication, not proof of superiority or the right choice for every person. Next, what real-world uptake, safety, and outcomes within the approved indication? GSK announced FDA approval of zidesamtinib, a next-generation ROS1 selective inhibitor, for previously treated locally advanced or metastatic ROS1 positive non-small cell lung cancer, based on durable responses in the ARROS-1 phase I/II trial. For people within the stated indication, this is now a regulated care option. Treatment decisions still belong with patients and clinicians. Approval establishes regulatory status for the stated indication, not proof of superiority or the right choice for every person. Next, what real-world uptake, safety, and outcomes within the approved indication? Revolution Medicines announced that the US FDA has accepted for review its new drug application for daraxonrasib, an oral RAS(ON) multiselective inhibitor for previously treated metastatic pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma. For people within the stated indication, this is now a regulated care option. Treatment decisions still belong with patients and clinicians. Approval establishes regulatory status for the stated indication, not proof of superiority or the right choice for every person. Next, what real-world uptake, safety, and outcomes within the approved indication? Researchers reporting in NPJ Precision Oncology developed and validated USGPS, a multi-center deep learning framework that uses ultrasound alone to predict breast cancer molecular subtype, with IHC-stained whole slide images serving as a training guide across 1,283 patients. The result matters because it shows how AI can transfer information from tissue pathology into a cheaper, non-invasive modality, reducing reliance on imperfect biopsy sampling and pushing oncology toward disease being treated as a computable engineering problem rather than a purely observational one. If confirmed, this could help clinicians see disease signals more clearly and focus the next decision. The useful part is precision, not magic. A clever sensor still has to prove it helps a real clinic make a better decision. Next, show in independent studies that the measurement improves a real clinical decision. Researchers in Japan reported a first-in-human, open-label phase I trial of iPSC-derived neural stemmed progenitor cell transplantation for subacute spinal cord injury, with long-term follow-up showing the approach was feasible and without major safety signals in 4 patients. If this holds up, it could give researchers a clearer target for the next experiment, validation step, or collaboration. The useful part is a clearer target, not a finished solution. Independent evidence still has to do the hard work. The next question is whether independent evidence confirms the finding and shows a responsible path toward real-world use. The practical read is simple. These are signals, not promises. But each one is a concrete target that researchers, clinicians, engineers, funders, and the people most affected can connect to a next step. Keeping the evidence visible is how the cure protocol stays current without pretending the work is finished.